For the one leg kickstand RDL to the wall, we are basically using this as a regression, as a teaching tool for the one leg kickstand RDL for those that struggle to load their hip effectively. So what we're going to do is utilize the wall here. So if we go back to my setup position, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a position where I just kickstand that back foot and then place whatever leg I'm going to start on, your weaker or non-dominant leg, typically is what you'll start on. And place that leg a little bit in front of that kickstand foot. So basically you'll see I'm a little bit in front of it. Basically what I am is I'm enough in front of it so that I can put a bend in my knee, right? But you see my shin does not increase. So the idea here is I'm using the wall as a feedback tool so that as I push my hip back, right, I'm using the wall to remind me to push my hip back. You'll see I stare down in front of me. My torso has to bow over. And the idea here is we're going to keep this front shin essentially vertical, right? So we're bending the knee, but we're not allowing that shin to push forward, right? So it's staying vertical. And so if I think about pulling that hip back to the wall, that's going to basically make that happen. That's what we're using the wall for as a teaching tool. Now, a couple things here. A lot of people will have the tendency to move, to try to move through the leg that's kickstanded up on the wall, right? So they'll want to pull that hip back. So you see in this case, I'm on my left leg. So I want to be pulling, my left leg is forward, so I'm in my left hip. I want to be making sure I'm pulling my left hip back to the wall. And that's going to feel, for some people, kind of the opposite of the side that they want to be pulling. What we're going to implement to help this is a reach. And I'm actually going to take you to a front view here in just a minute. So you see I'm reaching, and what I'm doing is reaching diagonally across my body. You'll see better here in a moment. But I'm reaching diagonally, and I'm allowing that torso to bow as I pull that left hip back to the wall. And what that diagonal reach is going to do is help you really utilize and feel a good stretch to be able to get in that hip. So now I'm just demonstrating. Obviously, we can also use, we can lightly start to load this. Once we're loading it, we're presumably good enough at it that we can do it without the wall. But we can certainly add some load here like I'm doing with just the one kettlebell in the opposite hand. But now you're going to see from the front view, okay, in another rep here. So as I learn the movement, or as we learn the movement, body weight with that reach, so you see what I'm doing is I'm reaching diagonally. Basically, I'm reaching over toward the leg that I'm on, my front leg. And what that's going to allow you to do is you should feel a much bigger stretch through the back of that hip and into that hamstring if you're pulling that left hip back to the wall properly. And then obviously we'll switch legs and do the same thing to the other side. This is the kickstand RDL to the wall.